What's happening, Dan? Good to talk to you, man.
What's up, man? Good to talk to you, man. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been a long time. You know what's funny is every time I schedule some sort of phone interview, one or two things happen. Either there's some sort of technical problem, which happened with you, or as soon as it's time for the phone call to take place, I start getting all these requests and the phone lines are full. Both those things happen. So I'm glad we got through them all, and here you are.
Yeah, me too, man. Glad to be here. I've always been wanting to talk to you on here. I love the station.
And we actually go pretty far back. I don't know if you may not remember this, but we actually met, I believe it was in 2013. And I was just got off the road with my band Cavo, and I was playing this like little brewery. And
oh yeah, I remember. I remember.
Yeah, and I was in a new band, and it's funny because I remember you came, we had some mutual friends, and I was so stoked to meet you because I was a big fan of the bands that you've been in and everything, but I was so embarrassed because it was a brewery that nobody was at because I was kind of starting over. But
Bro, I understand that completely. Dude, I understand that completely, man. So, but I remember that day very clearly. Actually, that was cool. That was a minute, but I remember that. It was actually a nice place.
Well, it's true. And now that I know more about you, I realize you're kind of the same as me. You're kind of a chameleon, and you play with tons of people. Obviously, you've played in Red. You played with Brian from Korn. You played in Love and Death, and now you've got some new bands you're playing with. And I love that about you. Has that always been your thing, kind of like the intentional chameleon with rock and roll, just kind of playing with whoever you want?
Man, yes, and once I saw learned more about the hired gun thing and like this kind of session guy or get called last minute. I like that. I like that aspect of it. However, I've had to learn too. Like you have to be able to give 100% to people. Regardless of whether you're just a session player or whatever like that. Like so you have to be able to give that to every band and everything. But I like doing the working stuff and just staying consistent because doing all styles and things like that. And, I could do a lot of the honestly right now it saved me. I do a lot of the cover gigs, just country music covers like 9 to 1, that kind of stuff, like 4 sets, that kind of stuff. That's like all the gigs during the week and everything.
Yeah,
so,
and that's not an easy thing to do. That's a lot of songs to learn, man. That's awesome.
So.
And it keeps your chops up. I find it keeps like a lot of people when it comes to the cover thing. It really keeps your chops up. So that's awesome. Is that here in Nashville? Or is that out in Arizona?
Both, mostly out here. I've been able to come out there and do the Broadway thing a few times, and that's actually honestly like I dig the Broadway stuff, man. I'd be into trying that like every day, like 3 shifts a day or something like that. So I've been looking into that. So
yeah,
I have been. I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, I got a lot of friends that do that full time, and they live for it, man. They always will just tell me it's the greatest thing ever. So I admire their drive to do that, man. Your new band, you're playing with a band called the Bayou Bandits, which I assume is kind of more of a cover thing.
Both they do originals and covers, and but they do a lot of like corporate party gigs and stuff too. But
okay,
I got a couple things. I'm playing with a country dude, JD Edwards. I'm playing with a lot too. So and that's strictly country music.
Yeah,
and then just session work and recording and everything like that. So
yeah, dude, I find too like rock drummers do really well in country these days. It's very funny to see so many country dudes hiring some pretty rock and roll guys. Do you find it's pretty easy? Because your style is pretty powerful, man. Like I'm not just gonna sit here and compliment you, but you're a pretty amazing drummer. So do you find that the country dudes
likewise, bro. Thank you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. But do you find that the country world really embraces how you play?
Sometimes, yeah, for the most part, for sure. Like, it's different if you're playing like a showcase gig where they're, you're just doing original songs up and down. Like, then you can treat it really like a rock show. But like, I have to really tone it down for the like the cover gigs and stuff, and getting noise complaints and stuff like that. Like, I just hit it too hard. Just like, so it's just sometimes they don't react to it like that. But that's one thing I liked about playing it is because learning dynamics. When just how to hang back and stuff like that. I've been trying to learn more of the musicality of it, but it is cool. It feels like the new '80s rock. Like a lot of it's just like straight hard rock with drums. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that. And your new band you got going on is called Soundman Kills. You guys have a brand new single out called Trapped Inside of Me, which I want to spin here just a little bit. But this band's a lot heavier than the Bayou Bandits. I love seeing both sides of your style. I was surprised at how heavy it was, man. That's a really cool band. How'd you meet up with those guys?
We've been friends or acquaintances, from the scene, just bands playing together in the past. But they got a hold of me, right when I came off the road last time, and I went. It was just supposed to be the music video I did with the Black Skies video, and then we ended up hitting it off and just getting along really well. And it was actually really, really cool, man, because they're just like, there couldn't be nicer guys, and we just have a lot of fun. But we're trying to get that going and get more stuff going with that band, and I like that style a lot. It's more like industrial kind of Nine Inch Nails-ish type stuff, and like just we kind of just want to do something in that style because we all love that band a lot. So.
No, I love that, man. I was actually going to ask you, would you say that like Nine Inch Nails or the industrial movement, like are those some of the influences you had coming up whenever you wanted to be a drummer?
Yeah, they were, but like everything from 95 to 2005, like that would be the biggest block of the most influential music period of my life, I guess I should say, shaping me.
Yeah, that's a solid decade.
Yeah, I just love that stuff.
Oh, dude, absolutely, man. And whenever you first started, when did you start playing drums? Because I'm not sure how old you are. I think we're kind of around the same age. But when did you start playing drums?
I'm in mid-30s, so I'll say that. But,
well, you look great.
I appreciate that, buddy. I started playing when I was a kid, elementary school, but I didn't start taking it seriously until I was a teenager in high school. I started doing drumline and did marching bands, and that's where I really started. I love that. I love the discipline of it and just like the muscle memory and just those practice routines and warm-up routines I still use to this day. So
yeah.
And that's where, and then I started, but I didn't go on my first tour until I was 22, and then I fell in love with it at that point, though.
No, I mean, that's awesome. And I would say I didn't know you were classically trained, but I can totally see it in the way you play. And that's one thing I wish I had always done, because I was always just self-taught. And I was always like, no, I just want to be in a band. And looking back, I have so many friends who they did both. They did like the band thing, and then they went into actually like become a rock drummer. And I feel like you're right. You can use all those tricks and those things you learn in all aspects of rock and roll later in life. That's awesome.
Yeah. Now I just have to train myself to stay off the snare, because that's always my go-to. It's like a natural habit now.
Just doing rudiments the entire time. They're like, no more rudiments, man.
Yeah.
What was your first drum kit you ever had, man? Was it like a fixer-upper? Was it like a new one?
I think it was a Pacific. It was actually one of those like those ones with the CEX series. I think it was like those, gray wraps. I don't know, but it was a cool kit. It was the first starter one, and then I was with Crush for a little while, and then now I'm with D-Drum.
Oh yeah.
I've been with D-Drum for some years now, and they're awesome to me. So
I love that. I love how I'm still on the D-Drum website myself. I'm always so thankful because I haven't spoken to them in a while, but I'm right up there, not too far from you on the website.
Heck yeah. I know, that's awesome, man. Yeah. So.
Yeah, man. And it's funny, like when you think about, I don't know how your experience was with beginning drums, but I always compare it to like the idea of when you start playing drums, it's always best to start out with kind of like a small and not so great kit. For instance, my dad got me, when I turned 10, he got me this pawn shop kit. It was really rough. I mean, we had to really fix it up, like steel wool, the rust off and everything. And he said to me, he's like, if you get good on this, we'll get you a good drum set someday. And my neighbor was named Nathan, and his dad that same Christmas got him a brand new Pearl Export, even had his name on the kick drum. It said Nathan, like in cursive. And Nathan only played the drums for like a month. I played them for like 30 years. So I guess it's like the idea that if you start with something not so great, and you build your way up,
That's right. That's absolutely right. It makes it more meaningful.
Yeah, it really truly does. Well, Dan, one thing I like to do when people come on the show, I like to play a game. It's a 5 random question game. So would you like to play this game?
I suppose.
He sounds so nervous. I love it. 5 random questions.
Yeah, good.
5 random questions with Dan Johnson on the Local Buzz. Question number 1, Taylor Hawkins or Dave Grohl?
Taylor Hawkins.
I agree with that. And people, that's a controversial statement, maybe not so much now because Taylor sadly has passed away, but the way that he played though, to me, I'm much more a fan of Hawkins as well. So I'm glad you said that. We can agree on that one. Question number 2 with Dan Johnson on the Local Buzz. Is it cooler to see a big dude behind a small drum kit or a small dude behind a big drum kit?
Oh, those are good questions. That's tough. I think I'm going to go with big dude on a small drum kit.
Yeah, and he just like totally throws down and owns it. I think that's way more impressive. Yeah. I love that. Question number 3 with Dan Johnson on the Local Buzz. Don Henley or Neil Peart?
I'm going to say Don Henley because I'm a huge fan of the music and stuff, and I like it. I'm going to go ahead with Don Henley. I
love that. He plays for the song, which I always thought was amazing about the Eagles. Also, our listeners are probably noticing a theme right now. It's kind of drum themed a little bit. I like it.
Right.
Question number 4 with Dan Johnson on the Local Buzz. If you could go back in time to give your younger self a tip to help you get ahead in life later, what would you tell your younger self if you traveled back in time?
Stop worrying about what everyone else thinks.
Ooh, that's a good one. That is a
Stay
good
on
one.
your own head.
Yeah, man. And the final question number 5 with Dan Johnson on the local buzz. So you can have any tour you want. We're talking 170 dates, direct support, any band, alive or dead. But the deal you make with the devil to get this gig is when you come back, you have to drive a pedal tavern for a living down on Broadway for an entire summer. Do you take this tour?
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely.
You're in rock and roll for the right reasons. I like that. I think it's kind of a trick question because most people that go on big tours have jobs like that here in Nashville, Tennessee anyways.
The pedal job would be a little much, though.
Oh, yeah. No, it definitely would be. It'd be rough.
Worth it.
A lot of wooing. Well, it's been an honor to have you on the show, Dan Johnson, one of my favorite drummers. I've had a lot of drummers on this show, and you're one that I've wanted to get on for a while. Where can people find you on Instagram, right? It's Dan Johnson Drums with a Z, I believe, right?
Yep, that's it.
Right on, man. What's the rest of the year looking like for you?
Just doing a lot of gigs, like so some regional traveling, and then just like Thursday through Sunday gigs, and just session work during the week at the studio. I'm trying to push my recording studio I'm working at really hard, and then just kind of getting tossed around with some a bunch of different styles, and just trying to. I got a lot of country shows coming up, so I'll just stick with that. But
yeah, I love that, man.
Now.
Yeah, well, stay up to date with Dan at Dan Johnson Drums on Instagram. And, dude, honestly, I mean it, man. It's an honor to have you on. It's been a long time coming.
Thanks,
and next time you're in town, we got to hang out. It's been way too long.
Which will be very soon. I'm going to take a gift on that, bro.
Yeah, for real. I'm going to hold you to it. Check out this brand new song now by his new band, Soundman Kills, Trapped Inside of Me on Nashville's Rock Station 102.9 The Buzz.